Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it's just finished at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2. I know I said this in the last game that I spoke about, the last Premier League game. I said it was a game of two halves. It was definitely that today in terms of who was the better team. I think overall it was probably the right result. We were by far the better team first half. Liverpool were definitely the better team the second half. I obviously feel disappointed because I feel like we played really well in the first half to get to 2-1. But second half we had a couple of injuries. We had Gabriel Magalhaes and Jurrien Timber go down injured, and from that point onwards we seem to be a little bit more conservative going forward in the game. I'm talking about, we were a little bit more conservative. The goal that we conceded for Liverpool's equaliser, Salah was left, and obviously you don't leave Mo Salah, and he had enough space to get the shot away and equalise. I think it was too early in the season to say that this was a must-win game, but it was a must-not-lose game. It was a game that we couldn't afford to lose. It was a game that going into it, we were definitely depleted with the injuries that we've had. The good news is that Saka and Timber came back into the squad today. I know I mentioned Timber just then, but yeah, they came back into the squad today. Partey played at right back because Calafiori is injured, which, before the game I was very, very, very worried about. But he actually had an all right game, to be honest. He actually did okay. He didn't do too badly. He didn't give Diaz. There was only one time I can remember early in the second half where Diaz beat him. Most of the time he was on top of it. So yeah, I think for the most part I think we played well today. I just think second half, the injuries and the fact that we had no disrespect to Jakub Kiwior, but we had sort of our second string defence playing. It was just really, really difficult. And there was a point where we could have actually won it in the end. When the ball came in, the referee had already blown for a foul, which I didn't hear, and the ball bounced over Kelleher and was tapped in by Gabriel Jesus. So it could have gone either way. There was a point where, most of the second half Liverpool were probably the better team and looked like they were in the ascendancy and looked like they were about to go on and win the game. But in that sort of situation, you can't allow for mistakes and go on and lose the game. We still sit in third at the end of the night. I didn't realise, actually, speaking of the results from earlier on, because I tend to, if Arsenal are playing at 4:30 on a Sunday, in most cases that's the last game that's shown on television. And if there's a game on before, which I think was Chelsea-Newcastle was the televised game. I think Chelsea-Newcastle was the televised game on Sky Sports. Yeah, I think it was anyway. I tend to not watch it because I've got this superstition about watching the coverage too early, and yeah, there's been loads of times where we've had a really bad result off of that. So yeah, I tried to sort of tune in just after 4:00. So yeah, the weird superstitions that us football fans have is ridiculous. But yeah, so Chelsea won beat Newcastle 2-1 apparently, and West Ham beat Manchester United. Apparently it was a controversial penalty at the end of the game. I haven't actually seen anything from it yet. I will probably go and watch that at some point. But yeah, so in terms of the table now, we sit 4 points behind Liverpool in second on 18. We're level on points with Aston Villa, who drew their game against Bournemouth. And we're 1 point behind Chelsea, who obviously won their game against Newcastle today. So yeah, it's getting pretty tight up there. I still sort of feel like basically what I said last time at Bournemouth. I feel like we're not in a title race yet. I think we've been a little bit too inconsistent so far this season. We've already dropped. I mean, obviously you can't win every game. That's just stupid. That's why I get annoyed when what I said in the reaction to a preview for this game, when I went on that rant about Arsenal fans that want the manager to be sacked because we didn't beat Shakhtar Donetsk 4-0 or didn't beat them convincingly. That's one of the things that annoys me, that like the modern football fan seems to think we need to win every single game, or that we can't drop points at all. And it's always going to happen. You're always going to drop points throughout a season. Like even City, as perfect as they are, they do drop points here and there, just less than others, essentially. Yeah, we've drawn quite a few games already this season. I mean, I think we've now drawn 3 and lost. We've now drawn 3 and lost 1, whereas Liverpool have drawn 1 and lost 1. So this is their first draw of the season, Liverpool. But yeah, it wasn't a bad performance today. I was actually quite happy with the way we played for the most part. Because before the game, I was quite pessimistic and I thought we were going to get battered. I thought to myself before the game, I was like, yeah, I've got a bad feeling. I feel like we're going to get battered today. But we actually gave them a game. I think the one thing I will say is that a lot of people before this game thought the same as me. Thought, yeah, this is Liverpool's game all day long. But it just goes to show that they're not quite at. It just goes to show that if anything, they're either just on our level, or we're neck and neck at the moment. And as I said, it was probably a fair result. I think the more concerning thing is further injuries to Gabriel, Magalhaes, and Timber. I hope that they were taken off for precaution. I think Timber was probably taken off for precautionary reasons, rather than, whatever injury he had leading up to this game had reoccurred. Gabriel, I'm a little bit concerned about because he had ice on his knee when they cut to him on the subs bench. I suppose for those players as well, they probably won't play against Preston North End on Wednesday. So the next game to look to is Newcastle at St James's Park. And the thing is, this is another reason why we couldn't afford to really lose or drop. We've dropped points, but lose. In other words, not come away with anything. And I know it was a home game, but still, not come away with anything. Is we've got 2 really hard away games coming up next with Newcastle and Chelsea. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad. I think we could have done more to win the game. I think we probably had the better chances. I think the only clear-cut chances that Liverpool had were the 2 goals they scored. I think we could have definitely done more to win the game. But I'm not disappointed because of how good Liverpool have been recently and how indifferent we've kind of been at the moment. It's not the end of the world necessarily, but we've got to get back on it again next week with Newcastle. We have to, because the more we keep dropping points, the more my statement that we're not in a title race is going to be coming true. The one thing I will say is that definitely having Saka back today, you definitely saw the difference between how we've been in the last few weeks. Having him not there has definitely made a difference, because literally within the first 10 minutes he scored a goal. He was creating things. You can tell the difference. All we need is Ødegaard back now, and we're pretty much at full strength, although the defense seems to be a bit wobbly at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I won't be doing any coverage for Preston North End just because I feel like I need a day off. I don't know if I'm going to watch the game, even if it's on Sky Sports Plus. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. The next time you'll see me is previewing Newcastle. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Like and subscribe. And as always, take care and stay safe.